They say supervillains don't exist, but I respectfully disagree. While it is true that villains were created in fiction, we do have people in real life who are just as evil, sociopathic, egotistical, and narcissistic as they are. And the person who I think is the perfect example of a real-life supervillain is someone so full of pride, someone who refuses to accept or acknowledge their fault, someone who is outright despicable, and that person is simply named Dale Emmanuel Wilson. But you might know him better as Low Tier God. Now, before we continue, I just want to say I'm actually kind of scared to make this video. Not that I'm scared of LTG or anything, it's the fact that I'm scared of, you know, him copyright claiming my videos, saying that I'm stealing his stuff without his permission, you know, all that stuff. I'll get into all that stuff later, but in case this video does get taken down, I will be putting this on a Google Drive, so, and post it on Twitter, so in case this video does get taken down, go to my Twitter, I'll link it in the description, go to my Twitter, and check out this video on there, alright? Now, let's continue. For those who don't know, LTG is a member, and I use that term lightly, of the FGC. He's mostly known for his live streams of him playing Street Fighter V or Tekken 7, and to be frank, he kinda sucks. In almost all his streams, every time he loses, he either rage quits out of the match, throws his controller, or just calls the person he's losing to trash, which is ironic because he's the one who's actually losing. The one who's losing. Another thing known about LTG is that he's a huge racist. Like, he hates his own people. He calls them spooks, monkeys, coons, you name it. And yet, he calls himself a New Age Black. Now, you're probably wondering, what's a New Age Black? And my answer is, I have no idea what that is either. My best guess is that it's a title given to a prime black person, someone who's better than all the blacks in the world. But that's just my guess. About a year ago, he started with some beef with a YouTuber called LX Dark Sniper because LX made a call-out video on LTG for all the things that he did. And LTG, being himself, didn't like that video, so he started some beef. Started challenging LX to a fight, and LX actually accepted the challenge, and he made a video telling him about it, and he even told him in said video where he lived, in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. And you know what happened next? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. LTG never showed up to fight him. That's right, he punked out like a little child. You see, that's the thing. That's what LTG does. Whenever someone disagrees with him or makes a video calling him out for all the things that he's done, he'll either threaten to kill you or, worst case scenario, dox you. That's right. If you make a video calling out LTG on him, he'll leak all of your private information, your email, where you live, your phone number, your real name, everything. That's exactly what he did to a YouTuber called June the King. In 2019, June made a, I want to say documentary, but I don't think he considers it as that, about LTG. And, of course, he didn't like it. So, in the comments, he threatened to flag his video, which he did briefly. The video was gone, but it's back up. And you have to wonder at this point, why is LTG still on YouTube? He doxes people all of the time. Which, by the way, it's a crime to dox people, to leak their information without permission. And yet, he does it all the time in almost all of his streams. And I think the reason that LTG gets away with it is because, whenever LTG streams, does a live stream, right? He deletes it when he's done. He deletes it right after. So I guess that's what he does to protect himself. But then again, there's people on YouTube who archive a lot of his streams with proof that he doxes people. Even on June's video, he shows proof of him doxing, and he's still here. So why? Why is he even here? It just doesn't make any sense. I guess it just goes to show you how messed up YouTube is. LTG is a man-child who constantly insults people, who constantly insults people, racist to his own kind, and outright does things illegal. And if you're not on his side, then you're his enemy. But none of that, and I mean none of that, is as horrible as what he did about a year ago or so. Now, this point is going to be kind of dark, so if you don't want to hear about this, click the timestamp right here. I mean, I don't blame you if you don't want to hear it, but I think it's really important that you know about this. So, in September 2020, a man named Ronnie McNudd uploaded a video of him committing suicide on Facebook and TikTok. His wife left him, and he was a war veteran suffering from PTSD. And when someone sent LTG that video on stream, you want to know what his reaction was?
I guess that's it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's right. He laughed at him for killing himself. He laughed at a man who thought he lost everything. A man who was at a war, who saw things you and I could never understand. This goes to show you how little he values human life. If you upload a video of you killing yourself on Facebook or wherever, and someone sends it to him, he's going to laugh at you for doing it. But you know what makes this whole thing even worse? It's not just the fact that he laughed at a suicide victim, but about a year prior, I believe, he made a video about Desmond Amofa, aka Etika, another suicide victim, sending his condolences, talking about how sad it was that he did what he did, and that he's gone and then to turn around and laugh at someone else's suicide. So that goes to show you, that video that he made on Etika, it was fake. He never cared about him. He only wanted to use his name so that people can see him in a new light. Let me ask you this. What makes Ronnie so different from Etika? Is it because that Etika has a bigger following? Is it because that people knew Etika more than Ronnie? Because to me, there is no difference. To me, they both had mental issues and they both took their lives. This shows you that LTG doesn't give a damn about you. Even if you're a fan of him, this is what he'll do to you if you take your own life. He'll laugh at you for doing it. The only thing he cares about is himself and money. And as I've discussed, he's the most scummy and evil individual I've ever known. He'll insult you if you beat him, dox you if you disagree with him, and laugh at you for taking your own life. He's a narcissistic, egotistical, racist sociopath who thinks he's better than everyone. And for that reason, that's why I believe that Low Tier God is a real-life supervillain. But I will say this. Although LTG is a disgusting human being, at least he's better than EDP.